Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Bunny or GunBunny, and today I am filming in my closet because it's hot and it's the coolest room in my house. And yes, I said room. I have an irregularly shaped built house. Deal with it. I like clothes. And so I like to display them because it's like art, whatever. Leave me alone. Anyway, today's video is about something I'm really excited about. Is I got my first carry gun, and the thing I wanted to talk a little bit before we go into actually shooting it and how is I've talked about, like, yeah, guns are expensive and etc. I am a big supporter of people who want to carry, and I also know that, like, yes, guns are expensive, and yeah, maybe you can spend a little bit more on that super nice fancy compact carry gun, but then you might not have that money to then spend on the ammo to get good with it. So that's kind of, I was thinking about this consideration of, like, the kind of, like, thinking about, like, at least for me, is like what I wanted as my carry gun. I wanted something that I can afford to put a lot of rounds through. I wanted something that is, you know, I have a lot of other calibers in, and I knew I wanted something compact and small. I already have a bunch of guns in 9. The thing is I didn't pick this carry gun, and it was because one of my patrons, Matt and I, who sent me 2 other guns, and I've already made a video about one of them, has sent me this gun, and I am so grateful and so thank you. So thank you so much for sending me the gun. You are so awesome, and thank you for providing something that I will, you know, use in my daily life, especially, like, that's really fucking cool. Thank you so much. I was having so much heart trouble, like, you know, this is a really nice gun that is, you know, compact in size. I get, you know, a good amount of rounds in it too. I think I get 14 rounds, which is for a, like, you know, 14 rounds for a carry gun in 9mm. You know, that's more than a fucking 1911, and that's the size of my head. So anyway, enough shitting on 1911s. What I wanted to talk about with this, which is, like, sometimes getting a carry gun is not about getting the most, you know, like the most perfect gun for carry, right? It's not like, oh, you want the most rounds or whatever, the most slim or the lightest or whatever. Like, I think it can be about, like, get the gun that you can get, necessarily. Like, a gun you can carry concealed safely, a gun that you can afford, and that you can afford to practice with enough to put enough rounds through it, that you feel confident using it. Obviously dry fire with it, but, like, for me, this wasn't oh, I'm maximizing, like, I'm choosing the maximized gun, you know, whatever. It was like, I'm using what I can, because for me, that was important. Is like, yeah, I would like to be able to carry a gun. This isn't really a time where I get to, like, where I really want, you know, like, where I really get to pick, you know, between the whatever. Like, yeah, those guns are cool, and if you can afford one, go for it, right? But, like, if there's a gun that's $500 versus a gun that's $200, and one that $200 works, or, for example, maybe your brother has an old gun that they don't want anymore, and or a friend is willing to sell you a gun for discounted or whatever, and it works for you, etc., that may be the best choice. Especially, like, you know, if you're in a place where you're like, I would really like to be carrying, but, you know, I don't know which gun to get, or, like, everything, guns look so expensive. Like, there are guns that will be basic carry guns that will work, and, you know, it may not be it's like getting your first car type of thing. Like, yeah, maybe it's a hand-me-down from, you know, maybe it's your parents' old car or whatever, but it's a car. Like, it functions. It might be worth it to just have a car. I don't know. That was my thought process when I was figuring this out, because I was like, look, I have this. I have access to this. This is something that works with the, you know, the caliber. It's, you know, I can now afford to put a bunch of rounds through it. I'm not going to be worried about next month if I'm going to be able to buy ammo for it to practice with it. And I think it's a great gun. It's a Shield 9 Plus, but it is also not the world's fanciest carry gun. There are guns that are probably much better or lighter for carry or whatever. Like, not to shit on the Shield 9 Plus, but there are, like, you know, the race gun of carry gun. I don't know. I don't really know if this is, like, a thing that other people consider or think about, so I'm not really trying to give advice, because it's not like I'm not an expert, but, like, it was a thought process that I went through my head. I was like, oh, this is kind of like that, and I thought that was a really interesting experience, because I'm very happy that I got this. I'm very grateful, and, like, whatever, and I'm also glad that it's this gun. I really like this. Oh, yeah, so basically, where I'm going with this rant is to not be like, you know, whatever, but sometimes I think that I or other people or whatever got caught up in what the gun is. And sometimes it is important to just have it. Like, I feel safer carrying a gun. It is nice to just have it and not worry about it, you know. So, for me, I actually took a lot of time deliberating before I got my first carry gun, and then it got to the point where, before I even decided which one I wanted, someone sent one to me. And part of the deliberation was, oh, do I get this one that is like this much money, or do I get this one that's just this much money, right? And all of that time, I was like, damn, I really wish I just had a carry gun. Like, why? And I just had this indecision about it. And at the point of, hey, this is the one that's accessible to me now, instead of trying to like maximize for the best possible carry gun and like, figure out all of these different factors, etc. Maybe it's just important to just have one for now. Get used to carrying instead of trying to do the perfect one, figure out the like best possible first carry gun for me, right? Maybe it's important to just get the first carry gun and just work with it. Because I'm already going to struggle with pistols no matter what. I need to get, it's light, and so I want to get good enough with it that I feel comfortable with it, and looking at all the factors. I don't know, I think that's interesting. Anyway, let's go to the range and check out how I thought, the first time shooting it. Steps of being good at hitting shit. He's so cute and small. Is it slightly smaller than the RXM? Like,
oh, so it's substantially smaller.
Yeah.
It's slightly bigger than the P365.
Yeah, it's a baby. Because it takes 9, it has to be somewhat.
Yes. All right, this is as good a spot as you're going to get.
He's so cute and small. Look, it fits in my hand reasonably.
Yes. Whack it. Like you mean it.
Is that it?
Looks it. Rack it and see.
Yeah, it looks like it has a round.
Yep. All right.
And it's just the dingus?
Just a dingus. Just a plain old dingus pistol. You got your first 2.
Yeah, no, I know that.
No data. Might be left, might be low. Don't flinch. Take your time. That was low right. That was way left. You shot the leg. Not due. And you're out.
It's a lot easier to control than anything else in 9 because it's smaller. Like, I understand that the recoil is more intense than maybe on the Steyr, even though they're both in 9, but the difference is my hands actually are able to control it physically because I can get around it more. So like, even though it might hurt my hand more in terms of like it's more impact on it, I can get my sight picture after shooting it way faster because it's not moving my arms around.
We can test that with a timer if you want.
Yeah, no, but like I just noticed it. I knowing from how much recoil makes my arms move.
Yep.
Like, it's not as good as the 22, but like it was a lot better in terms of just physically like manhandling it down. I couldn't shoot, my hands were getting sweaty and my arms were getting tired, but like, and my elbows were hurting, but like I could get my sight picture a lot easier. I wasn't going as crazy around the places I do with the Steyr, and I don't mind the recoil.
All right.
So I like it, and I think with tons of dry fire and a little bit more practice, it could be a really good carry gun. It's small enough to maneuver and manhandle it so that I can get good with it. 9 is a pretty substantial carry, like ammo. and it has like it has a good amount of rounds.
12.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yep.
It's better than, look, it's small enough, and I have more rounds than 7. So fuck you, 1911. This tiny thing can carry almost like twice as many rounds. I'm interrupting the video to tell you really fast about my Patreon. Now, if you don't know, my channel is not monetized through YouTube and I don't do sponsorships. So this means that my only means of support for my channel is actually through my Patreon. There are multiple different levels with different types of extra content and perks that you can get, all starting at just $5. I would personally really appreciate if you joined it. I have trying to build a lovely community there, and I would love to see you there. If you are not a fan of monthly subscriptions or just don't really want to do Patreon, that's totally fine. You can always support my channel by liking my videos, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Other ways you can support my channel, of course, is through my P.O. box. I have a tactical gear wish list, as well as always being open to messages. I think I have an Amazon wish list somewhere too if you want to get me something off of that. This shirt was off of that, which is lovely. I'm also always open to messages. If it's like, hey, I want to get you something for cosplay. There's some cosplay makeup I've been wanting, or there's tons of stuff. You're always welcome to message me. I have tons of social medias, which will be on screen now. So thank you. And please enjoy the rest of the video. All right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you again to Matt and I for sending me this gun, and I will have another video on my new revolver coming up soon. Bye.